They tried to tell you the tribe swap was a necessary twist, a random shakeup to re-energize the Survivor 49 season. We're here to tell you that's a lie. It was a calculated, premeditated strike to save the production's favorites. Welcome back to the analysis table. In this episode, we're cracking the code on Survivor 49's most controversial move so far, the switch from 2 tribes back to 3. The theory? This wasn't about player health or challenge logistics. This was a targeted decimation of one powerful but perhaps boring alliance, orchestrated to shield key players from an early exit and force the manufactured conflict that makes for good TV. We will prove this using the production's own edit and the timing of the twist itself. If you've been on Reddit seeing the mass criticism, calling the format repetitive and pathetic, this is your definitive document. By the end of this, you'll never look at a Jeff Probst tribal announcement the same way again. Let's start with the context of the call. The 2 new tribes, formed in a previous swap, had developed clear, dominant majorities, Uli Strong and Hina Strong. Specifically, one tribe was steamrolling, and the show's protagonists, the players who deliver the complex confessionals and hold the season's central narrative, were dangerously on the bottom. Look at the editing in the episodes leading up to the second swap. We saw a disproportionate amount of screen time dedicated to the frustration of players like Savannah and Rizo on the perpetually losing tribe, contrasted with the smooth sailing of the original Kale and Uli alliances. This is the classic Doom edit, making us feel the imminent danger to the players we've been told to invest in. Now we hit the twist. Too much, too soon. Survivor has an established rhythm. Swaps are meant to organically break up power structures, but this second rapid-fire shift from 2 tribes back to 3, with only 4 players on each new tribe, is historically unprecedented and strategically catastrophic for the players. The moment Probst told the 12 remaining castaways to drop their buffs again, the game, as an organic social experiment, ended. It became a production-driven obstacle course. Why? Because a tribe of 4, when 2 of those members are from one original alliance and 2 are from the other, is inherently unstable. It guarantees a 2-2 split or a 3-1 flip. It forces a tribal council that cannot be a unanimous, predictable boot. This is an insurance policy against the boring majorities that have frustrated viewers. Consider the composition of the new tribes. Look closely at the alliances. The swap effectively achieved 2 things. First, it completely broke the unbreakable old tribe majorities by scattering the core alliance members. Second, and most critically, it isolated key, non-favorite players into vulnerable positions. Specifically, players who were quietly effective but lacked the high-drama confessionals were suddenly left as single votes or small pairs, facing down a clear majority. The player who was giving the production a safe game was intentionally separated from their shield. Take the players who were at the bottom of the previous majority. Players like Sophie and Alex, who were being set up as comeback stories, were shuffled onto new, highly volatile tribes. The swap gave them a new target, a new path, and most importantly, it bought them more time by guaranteeing someone else would be forced out ahead of them. This is the narrative preservation shuffle. When the audience or the production team invests heavily in a character, the mechanics of the game will mysteriously align to keep them on screen. The random drawing of buffs is always subject to the framing of the episode, and the editing shows us the resulting splits. Splits that coincidentally put the most dominant but least charismatic players, who were causing the repetitive game, directly in the firing line. The community critique is the evidence. The thousands of upvotes on social media pointing out the format's predictable nature. The production knows the audience is tired of a simple steamroll. They needed high-stakes drama, and they manufactured it by using the 3-tribe format as a narrative reset button. The goal wasn't a fair shakeup. It was to dizzy the players who were playing a stable, numbers-based game, and elevate the players who were willing to take big swings, players the show wants to showcase in the merge. The Survivor 49 3-tribe swap was not random. It was a deliberate, strategic production play designed to prevent a dominant, untelegenic alliance from cruising, to the merge and to safeguard the screen time of their preferred, more dynamic players who were on the wrong side of the numbers. The consequences are clear. The game is no longer about the social strategy built over weeks. It is now about managing the chaos manufactured by the twists. This puts the power firmly back in the hands of the edit and the casting department, not the players themselves. The rest of this season will be a scramble dictated not by the fire at Tribal, but by the chaos that production has already lit back at camp. That's That's the breakdown. But the final verdict is yours. What key piece of evidence did I miss? Leave your theory below. Subscribe to Beyond the Take so you're ready for the next case.